What's up, guys? It's day 462 of Dropshipping Journey, and today I edited some ads again. I finished finally the AI ad. Actually, it's almost finished, but I need to find some music, so that will be a challenge, I guess. Bro, whatever. Okay, so yeah, what I wanted to talk about today is about avatars. You know, people get messed up in avatars, I guess, and don't really understand what an avatar is, you know. So there's stages to it. I mean, they're beginners, okay? So if you're a beginner and you think an avatar is, let's say you're in the back pain niche, okay? Let's do back pain, okay? If you're in the back pain niche, so let's say a product solves back pain, you know, and your avatar is defined as, yeah, a woman or man or whatever, you know, has back pain. That's not a avatar. That's a demographic. You know, you need to go far deeper with that, because the problem is if you have a very broad avatar, and that's an avatar basically. It's an avatar, but it's at the same time a demographic because it's just very large. You know, so if you say woman with back pain, it could be an 18-year-old woman. It could also be a 60-year-old woman. It could be one woman with like one disease and one woman maybe with just back pain. She doesn't know where it comes from, you know. So you don't have an avatar, you know. How can you speak to an 18-year-old with a specific disease, let's say arthritis or something, how it is called in English? And how can you talk at the same time to a 60-year-old woman which doesn't know where the back pain comes from? Oh, it's a switch up. The 60-year-old should have arthritis, and the 18-year-old doesn't know where it comes from. You know, you just can't. You know, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. You know, so yeah, then you need to go niche down. But what does it really mean? You know, does it mean you be specific, like say arthritis, a 60-year-old woman, and she has a dog, she had a surgery? No, you don't go about it because you have a broad avatar, right? But you have sub avatars, right? Let's say one is arthritis, one is, I don't know what back pain disease, one is after a surgery, one is maybe before a surgery or whatever, you know. So that's sub avatars, you know, and you want a specific audience which is also not too narrow. But if you think, oh, 1 million people is too narrow and that's why you can't fucking hit up the product, that's just fucking wrong. People in Singapore scale to 100k days, you know? So that's a limiting belief, but it also can't be too specific. It can't be one avatar. It can't be this, the woman, 60-year-old, has a pet, has a divorce behind her and had a surgery, whatever, you know? You won't have a really good sub-avatar, you know? So let's say woman with arthritis. That's a valid avatar. You know, that's literally a valid avatar. And you have many sub-avatars. So how you go about that is not to say, okay, there are many conditions and you just write down everything you read on Reddit. I mean, you write everything down, but it doesn't mean that every person has these conditions, you know. You just look at what's the most common thing, you know. And also the most important thing with an avatar, I would argue, not argue, but it's the most important thing, that it has urgency, that avatar has urgency to fulfill that desire. It has a high magnitude of desire. That means the desire is just big. He really needs to solve that desire, that problem, and needs to fulfill that desire, you know. And yeah, that's the most important thing, because if you have an avatar which has a problem, but the problem isn't big, then it will just be harder to market, and that's the thing. That's why some products are more easy to sell and some products are difficult to sell. You know, that's literally the difference, you know. Like the avatar has a huge desire, avatar is not a huge desire. And of course you want to have a product to solve actually that desire. And it's better than the other products in that market, you know, and how you do it is to solve that root cause, you know. So let's say you have what's a good root cause? I don't know. Yeah, let's say you don't have time for a kid because you always need to clean the house, you know. So let's say you're a busy mom, you never have time for your kids, you really want to enjoy family time more, but you don't have time for Yeah, for your kids because of cleaning, So what's the root cause? Well, the root cause is your things are dirty and that's why you need to clean, So if there are solutions maybe which artificially give you more time, let's say you would cut out some of the cleaning, leave something dirty. You would have more time, but the root cause is the same. You still need to clean that shit. So a solution would be a cleaning robot, which cleans the floor and removes spending time on that. And yeah, that's the best solution in the market. And you need to apply it on everything else. It's just a very basic example, but I hope you get the hang of it. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to drop a bit of sauce, and for everyone who has struggles with avatars, and how you go over validating an avatar is just magnitude of desire, and people actually searching for a solution. What's the sentiment in the market? Go on Reddit, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, go on TikTok, and research everything, and look what's the sentiment. Do they really want a solution? Is the solution established in the market, which is already superior, and everybody thinks, oh, that's the only solution? Do they trust even shops which are selling something except of the doctor recommending something, So yeah, I hope I dropped enough sauce. And yeah, tomorrow I'll go with my friends eating sushi. Actually, one of them, is one of my best friends. Another one has exited the ecom brand and is working on another brand. So yeah, will be interesting tomorrow. And I'm really fucking excited for the sushi because, bro, I love fucking sushi. So yeah, I'm still a bit sick, but I hope you were able to follow me, and I hope I helped you in some way. So yeah, till tomorrow.